After an attack on the county website in the last election, Knox County leaders are working to prevent something similar from happening next week. Hackers targeted the county website back in May. The attack did not impact voting results, though, but delayed those results from being posted online. 10 News reporter Grant Robinson explains with new changes in place, the county's IT department is cautiously optimistic.
Knox County IT leaders say the system that counts votes on Election Day cannot be physically hacked.
This computer is not connected to any network, any internet, or any other computer.
Once polls close, a computer that's not connected to the internet tallies the results. An SD card then transfers that data to a different computer. That computer, which is connected to the internet, then posts the data to the county website. That's where the attack happened in May. Leaders say the outside attack overwhelmed the system, causing the county website to crash, delaying results from being made public.
People like to hack government and like to attempt to hack government. And so it's just part of the world today that we live in.
This August, instead of only posting results to the county website, leaders will post them to a second site as well. That way, if the Knox County IT network is attacked again, the results will still be accessible.
The public still needs to have an opportunity to be able to see what what the returns are as they come in. And that's just something that the Election Commission has decided would be a good idea, and it's a public service.
The county also hired consultants after the attack last May. The IT department has put all of their recommendations into place.
We feel very confident that we've done everything that we can do.
In Knox County, Grant Robinson, WBIR 10 News.
The secondary site where election results will be available has not yet been announced. Of course, Election Day is set for August 2nd. Early voting continues through this Saturday. And if you're still trying to figure out who to vote for, head to WBIR.com. There you can find interviews with dozens of candidates, plus everything you need to know to vote early in your county.